So comedies have never been my go-to watch in movie theaters, but this happens to change all that from the newest legacy sequel of this franchise, The Naked Gun, starring Liam Neeson, who is also my childhood favorite action star actor growing up, by the way. And today we're going to be talking about that movie and today's review. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and leave a like on this video as it helps a lot. Let's dive into The Naked Gun. So, like I previously stated, comedy movies have never been my go-to to watch, especially they don't have any sense of hook for me to reason to go see them. Well, the only ones that were the exception were Jackass. And that had a lot of reason to go see Jackass, especially with a bunch of crowds that would laugh and have ton of reactions all over. But this has been pretty much different for where comedy movies have been striving all over the years since post-COVID, and they never had big found of success. I know we had one of those days back in January with Kiki Palmer, and that was a hit. But then we had a first ever comedy that is not only a new coming movie, but it's also a legacy sequel to a Naked Gun franchise. And this is great to say the least that Naked Gun happens to be very broad and new to many people that never watched the movies. It stars Liam Neeson, which I'll get to the next few minutes about Liam Neeson and my reasoning to him. I would be lying just to talk about my reaction. I'd be lying if I did say I did not had a good time with this movie, but I actually absolutely enjoyed it. I was tearing up to say that it was tears of joy, laughter, start to finish. It was fun. It's chaotically hilarious. Naked Gun just happens to be the comedies I'm so glad I paid good money to go see it in. Not because of a Liam Neeson fan that I enjoyed his movies back then, but giving Naked Gun a try. And this is my first watch of this franchise, by the way. I never seen the previous films. It had gave me a chance to say that the Naked Gun happens to have to be a franchise going forward, or excuse me, has to make more movies with the Liam Neeson in the new trilogy. That I think it deserves a huge shot with him in these movies, especially the Naked Gun franchise that have a lot of innovations of sketches to talk about. It is enjoyable start to finish. I absolutely adore the most of it. And this is the kind of movie for a comedy I would suggest you guys go check it out. It had reasons to it and a lot of reasons why I'll get to this movie in just a bit right now. Akiva Schaffer is a writer and director of this movie who understood the assignment of the Naked Gun franchise from the running gags to the Steyer jokes to completely having parodies and such weirdness to this movie that completely works so much that doesn't take the film so serious enough for not to be just a cop movie or a serious violent cop movie. It even has a PG-13 rating with the whole franchise, of course, that had like a young rating instead of rated R. The jokes and running gags are so fitting and less cheesy than I ever thought going to this movie. Akiva did an amazing job with the writing and direction and just made this movie just light toned ahead that really doesn't need to be taken serious enough to just really get into. You pretty much have to turn your brains off just to enjoy the performances and running gags that it got people laughing so much. Everyone would pretty much laugh a lot of this over 3 to 5 minutes as the scene goes. But all over the writing, it is just great to see, and it's so rare for a comedy like this to have all that squeeze into a 1 hour, 25-minute movie that just works. Akiva did an amazing job with the tone and the writing and the humor. It just won me over for the most takeaway that people are able to enjoy the laughing and everything. It's just wall bounce off hilarious for the most of it. It just doesn't even get old. I'll probably see this again for the sake of it if it goes on streaming. And once then, the Naked Gun should have a trilogy with Liam Neeson because Akiva should keep coming back to these movies and just make them even more hilarious. So the lead star is Liam Neeson, who plays the son of Frank Drebin Jr., the father played by Leslie Nelson, who was also the soul of the franchise, who also passed away a decade ago. May he rest in peace. God bless his soul. And then, so now the franchise is heading to a different direction with Liam Neeson, who is the son of that father in that previous franchise. And for Liam Neeson, as I want to talk about real quick, I was a huge fan of him growing up, and I loved his movies, especially the Lego movie. He also done a little something different in his resume. I thought he was so good in that movie as well, playing bad cop. So as I got older to looking at stuff, his movies has never caught on to me, especially he's been doing a lot of action thrillers so much. It's been getting really stale to the point where I keep thinking that he'll just only do action movies for the rest of his life. And that's what he's known for, really, to even the Taken franchise he's done. But This is why I think it's so great that he's doing something wildly different for a franchise like the Naked Gun. It's not only action he will do, but he delivers an insane amount of performance that was so good that feels like it's not the Liam Neeson you will go into expecting action. You will see a ton of hilarious skits from him and Steyer in running gags. I thought he was so excellent delivering one performance. I only came to watch a Liam Neeson movie, and it turns out he was far excellent and delivered an amazing performance of humorous Liam Neeson we never get to see once in our lifetime. I thought he was excellent in this film, playing the son, and he was really enjoyable start to finish. He was the soul. He's literally the soul heart of this franchise now. That I think if they're gonna do a franchise, if they're gonna continue the franchise and do a trilogy, Liam Neeson should keep coming back. And he's even his 70s. It's crazy to think about. Some of the action stunts he pulled off. It's so crazy to think about, especially the age he's in. It is insane and talented enough to say that Liam Neeson will continue this franchise if it goes on with Paramount. But he should not keep stopping doing this stuff like this, and he should keep getting more roles like this. He is the soul right now to this franchise than you could ever think. I think personally, he should deliver more of this and more other stuff in the roles like this of Liam Neeson. I think he should get too. But the Naked Gun with him, I think this should be his safe bet going forward. To talk about a supporting cast, you have Paloma Anderson plays the love interest of Frank Drebin Jr. I thought her chemistry with Liam Neeson was pretty fun and good to watch. I thought she was excellent in this film. And given the fact Liam and her are in a relationship, which is crazy to think about, I have to say, I just find out recently going to this movie weekend, they are now been in a relationship so much that it makes sense why they dated after this movie. And this is going to be so interesting going forward. But Paloma, she delivered an excellent support and hilarious part of this movie. Paul Walter Hauser plays the partner of Frank Drebin Jr. I thought he was very good in this movie as well. And then you have the villain played by Danny Houston. I thought he was also great in this movie as well. The cats in this movie overall were pretty fitting, to say the least, that managed to really fit this movie to the tone a lot more. The cast was excellent on top notch, but this was pretty excellent to see from the standpoint. I will say it's not a perfect movie per se. It is an hour and 25-minute film that has full of running gags, style, and humorous jokes. So I'd say don't go into this movie expecting a full action movie, because that's not what you're going to get pretty much at the end of the day, and you'll set yourself up for a disappointment. If you look at Naked Gun as a franchise and you know what it is, it's supposed to deliver all that what I said, and it does not deliver so much action, except it does deliver good skits of action. But the whole point of Naked Gun is a comedy, light toned action that doesn't really take it too seriously. But I will say it doesn't have any of those long acts, so it doesn't really just take forever, especially the third act. It doesn't really feel too long at the end of that. So that's what I will say right there. Doesn't feel like it sets up longer enough to feel just like it's supposed to end. It is an hour 25-minute movie, so it's short than you think. So I'd say just go into Naked Gun expecting full of laughs and fun, because that's what you're going to get out of this movie for the most of it. There are no comedies like this that will make me laugh than ever, but The Naked Gun happens to be hilarious and blast start to finish. Liam Neeson filled the joy of this movie from that standpoint. What the supporting amazing cast and just straight up fun. If you're going to the movies later at the end of the summer and expecting comedy, this comedy is right up your alley. And like I said, I would recommend this movie to the full extent for comedies. This is what we truly need for comedies to be just like this. And honestly, this is why comedies need to be fully back, as I understood now. Naked Gun happens to be the comedy we've just been missing for this kind of reason, just to go in and just have a great time in the movies, laughing, a bunch of crowd, and everything above else, just humor. I'll be giving The Naked Gun a 7.5 out of 10 and 3.5 stars. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to like this video as it helps a lot, and subscribe to the channel for more content. But also, if you've seen The Naked Gun, share your thoughts down below in the comment section below. Most importantly, I want you to last. One of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for your video, guys. God bless. Peace.